Hey everyone, Jen Fishburne here. Today we're going to talk about something completely different. For all of you who have newly subscribed to my channel, first of all, welcome. Thanks for coming and checking it out. I do talk about all different kinds of subjects, so if I post a video on a subject you're not interested in, then just skip over that one. I probably will try to organize them in different file folders eventually. But for right now, we're going to talk about lymph massage for any kind of pain relief for anything you've got going on in your head. So probably at some point in everyone's life, this is something that could be helpful and apply to you. So first of all, I just want to give a broad overview. So well, wait, I better give my disclaimer first, right? I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. You can try it. Hopefully it helps you. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Maybe something else will. But what I'm going to show you today has helped tons and tons and tons of people. And maybe it is an idea that will help you when you need it. Okay? So when can you use this? Anytime you've got any kind of pain going on in your head. So definitely sinus pain, migraines, allergies. Allergies is super, super helpful. Colds, ear infections or just ear pain. Just any kind of, you might try it for a caffeine headache. I have no idea. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a lymph massage. Now you can go to a massage therapist who specializes in lymph massage and you can pay a lot of money to get this done. And that's fine. Some people might want to do that. But if you want to know how to do it for yourself, that's what we're going to be doing today. So if you've ever had like a lymph gland, an enlarged lymph gland, I know my daughter had one on her neck one time and it was really big. It was really, really bad. And I wish I would have known how to do lymph massage at the time. So sometimes a doctor will say that they need to go in, they cut it and drain it and stuff. And that's sometimes that's not necessary. Maybe it's something you can do on your own. But you don't have to have something actually wrong with you in order to do this. I actually just feel really good after I do this to myself. So if you just want to, just do it for the fun of it, then go ahead and give this a try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that there are several different ways. There's no right or wrong way to do this. There's several different ways. So you find what's comfortable for you. And you might want to experiment with it and try different techniques, different ways, and maybe for one thing, one way works better. For another thing, another works better. I know I have a different technique that I do for allergies than I do for migraines, for example. So anyway, I want to get right into this. And so I'm going to give just kind of a broad overview on the different ways that you can do it, and then you put it together however you want to, okay? If you look at some of the other videos that are out there about this, and there are, what I have done is I have taken a bunch of different ideas, I put them together, and so there are some people that, you have to do so many of this and then so many of that, and I don't think that's necessary. So you figure it out, how many of each type in each area do you feel is necessary. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the amount of pressure that you're going to use when you're doing your own massage therapy, all right? So this one is specifically designed for the lymph glands. And so what we want to do is we want to get the whole lymph system moving. Often when we have any kind of pain in our head, not always, but often, by getting the lymph moving, it helps to relieve the pain. It may actually heal whatever is going on. It may not, but usually it's going to give you some level of pain relief. So just for example, I do this with seasonal allergies, and I can, in about 10 minutes, I can stop an allergy attack, even if it's a really, really, really bad one. I do have to do it every day. I do it in the morning before I get out of bed, and I do it at night before I'm going to sleep. I'm actually doing it while I'm laying down. And that's what I do for allergies. And then I also have tried this for migraines. And I can go from about a 9 or 10 on a pain scale to either a 0 or a 1. And then sometimes it takes it away like for good, and sometimes it just it lessens the pain, or it just takes it away for several hours. So it depends on what's causing it, right? So you always want to find out what the root cause is of whatever is going on in your body. I know it's super good for sinus infections, for ear infections, colds, all that kind of stuff. All right, so when we, let's start with the amount of pressure that you want to use when you're doing this on yourself. So it's completely different for everybody. So some people, they want just the lightest pressure. And you'll see some of the massage therapy videos, if you watch any of the others, they'll say just enough to push a dime across a table. All right, so that's barely any pressure at all, right? So then my upstairs neighbor, when we were talking about this, he's a really big, strong man who works out a lot, right? And he says for him, he needs to put all of his pressure on it. So he just gives himself a as much pressure as he can physically stand. And of course, there's everything in between there. So I would say for you, experiment. Are you the type of person that you just want really light touch, and that actually works for you? You probably are going to need more to do a longer session. Or are you the person that really likes a really firm, deep pressure? So it's almost like if you're doing a deep pressure therapy, it's almost like that, only it's on your head. Now, sometimes you may be able to tolerate that, sometimes you may not. So just be aware of your own body and what's happening at that time, if you can tolerate deep pressure or if you really need light pressure at the time. Okay, so you can do this with or without putting lotion or oil or cream or something on your skin first. It's a little bit easier to put deep pressure on if you have moisturized your skin first, but it's absolutely not necessary. So I actually just put this one on. This is my favorite Infinite Aloe skincare lotion that I use on my whole body actually, but including my face. And I get this at Costco at those road shows where they come like twice a year. And it's a whole lot cheaper. You can get it on Amazon, but it's pretty expensive. So that is my favorite one, just so you know. It's the lotion that I use for my whole body. So I just put some on my face, and so now I'm going to get ready. So there, again, the things that I'm going to show you, you can do them in any order that you want to. You can do them as many times as you want to. You can do it as often as you need to. So maybe once a day if you're in a lot of pain, or maybe twice a day if you're really in a whole lot of pain, you know, might be, and maybe you don't need to do it again for another month, you know. So it depends. Every situation is going to be unique. So again, be individualistic about this, and then you determine what you like. So some examples are that you start with this area right here. So we've got our collarbone, right? And you can see where it's just the end of the collarbone right here. And right above the collarbone is a little indentation in your, I'm trying to turn it and it doesn't show very well in the video. Little indentation. So if you take your 3 fingers and you put it in that indentation and you just gently push, and I guess maybe once every second or something, that actually is one way to get started on getting the lymph system going. It's a very gentle way to get started on it. When I'm doing allergies, I definitely start with this, okay? And I'm basically just kind of getting my whole lymph system ready for what I'm going to be doing for the massage therapy. Some people do this up to 50 times, okay? I will usually do it for allergies. I'll usually do it 30 to 40 times, but I'm pressing deeper. Now you can press like what I was doing, or you can do taps. So just tap like this, and that gets your lymph system going as well. So you decide which one you like. You want the taps or you want just the pressure. All right, either one. At this particular one, you don't want to push too hard. Definitely, this is the one that you want to push the least hardest on. Some people, after they have done this, they actually put a tiny bit of pressure on the collarbone and flick it away. Now, whether that does anything good other than just mentally thinking about the lymph leaving your system, I don't know. But anyway, sometimes it's kind of like, that's kind of how I use it. It's just more of a mental thing than anything else. All right, so then I'm going to start at the top of my head from this point on, of whatever it is that I need. So if I have sinuses going on up here, I have a migraine going on anywhere in the top of my head, I'm going to start up here. If I'm only doing something with a lower sinus infection, I would start right here. For allergies, I go right under my eyebrow, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. All right, so here's where I start with, anytime I want to start at the top, is I'm going to just line my fingers up together at the middle of my forehead, and then I put lots of pressure. I like lots of pressure, especially if I'm having a migraine. I like lots of pressure, and I just am going to push and just push, push, push. Now what I'm doing is I am pushing the lymph all the way down, and so I'm not letting my fingers up, you notice, and I might catch a few of my hairs on the way. I am pulling a little bit on my hairs. You might be able to see it a little bit. I try not to. Maybe you could put a headband on if you want to. And then I'm going to go all the way back. I'm all the way back to my ears. So I can't actually hear myself very well. I should talk to this way. My microphone's on this side. All the way to my ears and then down. Once I get down below my ears, I'm going to go on the side of my neck. Right here, where I'm at right now, we have two lymph glands, one on either side of the neck. I'm pushing pretty hard on those lymph glands all the way down till I get to that point where I started, and then push it off. If you don't want to push it off, don't worry about that, okay? So then I would just come back up and do the same thing again, and I'll just show you one more time so you can kind of see. And because I'm pushing super, super, super hard, then this is the rate that I go. And I find that this particular rate is just perfect for me. I can feel deep pressure. I can feel the lymph glands starting to move. And I really, really feel it in my neck. Depends on what I have going on, right? And I get down here and I'm done. All right, so now you can do that as many times as you need to. So some people will just do tapping and just tap all the way down like that. And so you can do it anywhere in between. The very, very light tapping, a very light pushing. Some people will just barely touch. And then whatever the amount of pressure is that you want to do it. You can do that as many times as you feel like it. I kind of do it till, especially if I have a migraine, I do it until I start to feel, it's not like I feel the lymph actually moving, but I can tell a difference. I can tell that something is happening there, all right? So then I'm going to move on to the next area. And depending on what I have going on, I'm going to go right underneath my eyebrows is a bone right there. So you want to start right at the beginning of the bone. And I press on the bone, okay? And I am just going here. And then when I get to the end of my eye, I actually put more fingers on so I can kind of catch it, as if you will. I kind of think of it as being like I'm scooting something liquid across a counter or something like that, all right? So I catch it, and then I'm going to go down just like I did before when I started at the top. I'm just catching it from underneath here. That's the one that I did the most with my allergies that seemed to help a lot. All right, now after you've done that as many times as you feel like it, and that one I don't do as often, I don't find it does as well as the top or the bottom, okay? After you're gonna do that, then you wanna come underneath, and we have big sinus cavities right here, and they're, you know, connected somehow to our lymph system. So I come under here, and you can see my face is gonna start getting red now. And I am giving a lot of pressure right here. It feels so good. To me it does anyway. And then I shouldn't stop right there, but I want to bring it on down all the way down, just like I did before, and flick it off. All right, do that as many times as you need to when you start feeling good. All right, and then we want to do is we want to work on our ears. Let's see here. I'm going to turn this way so you can kind of see, and we're going to start with Spock hands. All right, so you're going to take Spock hands, and you're going to put them on either side of your ear. On this side, of your ear, you want to get it all the way to the part where you're kind of closing your ear. So you probably will have trouble hearing if somebody's talking to you at that side. And on the back, you want to actually get it as close to the back of the ear as possible. So when you've got your Spock hands, you're going to close them around your ear. So they're almost closed. They're as close as you can get them with just the ear in between. And then I press on my ear and I pull down right here, okay? When I am pressing, if I am feeling something, I might stop and actually just rub on my ear right here. And that really, really, really gets the lymph moving. That's a really big place where the lymph is, it needs some work, okay? So you're getting it down until just below the ear, then you're going to attach your hands again and just keep on going down. So of course I'm doing both hands at the same time, like this. All right, I do that one a lot. That one seems to help me more than just about any other one. I do it no matter what else I have going on. I do in the ears a lot. All right, once you get below the ears, then I'm usually going to turn to the back. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see very well. I'm going to show you right now, and then I'm going to try and turn to see what you can see. All right, so at the back, I'm going to start at the nape of my hairline, at the bottom of my hairline. I've got my fingers touching one another in the center, and then I'm pushing down, and I'm just going down. So let me see if I can turn around and you can see. Hopefully you can see a little bit like that, all right? So I'm just starting at the top, and I'm pushing down, pushing down, and pushing down, all right? I do that one a lot, maybe 20 or 30 times, depending on what I need. And then the last area before we go back to the beginning is the neck. Now we have two big lymph glands right here. I guess I'm sitting a little bit not straight to the camera, so it's hard for me to get that straight. Okay, so we have two big lymph glands, and then so you can either press on them all the way just down like that, which I do a lot, or sometimes it really feels good just to tap, and I'll tap pretty hard on them. You just do it however it feels good to you, all right? And then the last one is we want to get down to the bottom of the lymph system. So everything's draining, right? That's the whole point, is get our whole lymph system draining. Once it gets down to here, then it just kind of goes off of us. So at the very end, you want to finish off with either taps or pushing in here. And that's kind of like just getting the very end of the lymph system. So you can go back and up and do it over again several times if you want to. Altogether, it depends on what I have going on. Usually with a migraine, I can get rid of my migraine in 5 to 10 minutes doing this. With allergies, when I first started doing it, my very first time I tried this I was having a severe allergic attack. It was probably 10 to 15 minutes, and it stopped it completely. And then I just started doing it about 5 minutes at bedtime and 5 minutes in the morning every day, and almost completely stopped my allergies. The best thing that has ever happened to me, believe me. So I just wanted to share that with you. Let me know if you do try this. If you try it for something that I didn't mention, please put that in the comments and let me know. I know it's not a cure-all, but maybe it will help. Maybe it just helps you to feel better. Always getting our lymph moving is always a really good thing, and there's lots of different ways that we can get our lymph moving, but sometimes our head hurts too much to jump on a trampoline or go for a walk or something like that, which also gets our lymph moving. So anyway, a little bit different than what I normally do. Hope you guys like it. And I will see you next time with a completely different subject, which I don't know what it will be yet. All right, talk to you later.